Stop. Don't scroll. Look at your left hand. The atoms, right there, in your skin, in your bones, are older than the Milky Way galaxy. That is not a metaphor. That is not poetry. That is peer-reviewed physics. The Milky Way galaxy formed 13.6 billion years ago. That number is so large that the human brain cannot actually process it. Neuroscientists have confirmed that. We don't feel billions. We just say the word. But here's what your brain can feel. Something in your body is older than that. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to prove to you, with actual science, that you are not a product of Earth. You are not even a product of this solar system. You are a product of events that happened before any planet in the universe existed. And once you understand that, the way you experience your own existence will never be quite the same. Let's start at the beginning. Not Earth's beginning. The actual beginning. 13.8 billion years ago, the universe began. You've heard that. But here's what most people never think about. In the first 3 minutes after the Big Bang, the universe created its first atoms. Hydrogen, helium, tiny traces of lithium. That's it. That was the entire periodic table. 3 elements. The universe was 300,000 years old before light could even travel through it. It was just this hot, opaque soup of energy and those first 3 elements, floating in absolute darkness. About 200 million years after the Big Bang, something extraordinary happened. Gravity started pulling those 3 elements together into dense clouds. Those clouds collapsed under their own weight, and the pressure became so extreme, so impossibly intense, that atoms started fusing. The first stars ignited. And those stars? They became the most important factories in the history of the universe, because inside those stars, under pressures we cannot recreate on Earth, hydrogen fused into helium, helium fused into carbon, carbon into oxygen, on, up the periodic table. Every element you know, every element that makes up the ground, the oceans, your coffee, your DNA, it was forged inside a star. But here's where it gets extraordinary. Those first stars, the factories, didn't last forever. After millions of years, they ran out of fuel. And when a massive star dies, it doesn't go quietly. It explodes. A supernova. One of the most violent events the universe has ever produced. For a few weeks, a single dying star outshines an entire galaxy of 400 billion other stars. And in that explosion, in that final catastrophic release of energy, all those elements the star had spent millions of years creating were blasted into space. Carbon, oxygen, iron, nitrogen, gold, scattered across thousands of light years, drifting, cooling, waiting. That debris from those dead stars drifted through space for billions of years. About 4.6 billion years ago, a cloud of that debris, right here in this part of the galaxy, started to collapse. Our sun ignited at the center, and the leftover material, the dust and gas that didn't fall into the sun, began to clump together into asteroids, into planetesimals, into planets, into Earth. The same atoms that were blasted out of dying stars billions of years before now formed oceans, mountains, forests, atmosphere, and eventually, life. And here is where your story begins. The carbon in your body, every carbon atom, was forged in the core of a star that died billions of years before our solar system existed. The oxygen you just inhaled, every single oxygen molecule, was created inside a stellar fusion reaction that happened before Earth was even a concept. The iron carrying oxygen through your blood right now. It was forged in a supernova explosion so powerful that it was briefly brighter than the entire Milky Way. And those atoms have been here this whole time. Through the formation of Earth, through the first oceans, through 3.5 billion years of biological evolution, through every single human being who ever lived. And now they are temporarily arranged into you. Watching this video, Carl Sagan, the astronomer, the author, spent his career trying to make people feel what I'm trying to make you feel right now. He said that the cosmos is within us. He meant this, literally. He wasn't speaking poetically. He was a scientist. He was describing a physical, documented, experimentally verified fact. The elements in your body were synthesized in stellar interiors and distributed through supernova explosions. You are, in the most literal sense science can offer, made of star stuff. But here's the thing. We haven't gotten to the strange part yet, because You're made of star stuff. That's beautiful. But scientists have pushed this further, much further. When researchers actually measured the age of the atoms in the human body using isotope ratios and stellar nucleosynthesis models, they found something that stops conversations. The atoms in your body are not just from dead stars. Many of them predate our entire galaxy. The Milky Way formed about 13.6 billion years ago, but some of the hydrogen in your body, specifically the hydrogen that is part of the water molecules in your cells, that hydrogen formed in the first 3 minutes after the Big Bang, 13.8 billion years ago. 200 million years before our galaxy even existed, before there were stars, before there was light that could travel freely, before any planet, before any life, before any of this. That hydrogen was here. And it has been continuously part of something. A gas cloud, a star, an asteroid, an ocean, a dinosaur, a human. Ever since. Until it became part of you. So what does this actually mean? It means that when you look at your hand, that specific arrangement of atoms, you are looking at something that has existed in some form for 13.8 billion years. Your consciousness is new. Your memories are new. Your personality is new. But the matter that makes you possible? It is older than anything you can see, hear, touch, or imagine. Every mountain, every ocean, every star you can see in the night sky. Every civilization that has ever existed. The atoms in your body were there before all of it. That is not poetry. That is physics. I want you to try something. Tonight, at some point, when you're washing your hands or eating or just sitting there existing, look at your hand again. And remember that what you're looking at is not just your hand. It is a temporary arrangement of atoms that have traveled across billions of years and unimaginable distances to be here, right now, in this shape, doing this thing. The universe did not have to make you. There was no plan. An almost incomprehensible chain of nuclear reactions, stellar explosions, gravitational collapses, chemical reactions, and biological accidents had to happen in exactly the right sequence. And it did. You are the result of 13.8 billion years of the universe getting things exactly right. I genuinely want to know how this lands for you. Does it make you feel small? Does it make you feel enormous? Does it make you feel something you don't have a word for? That third one is the most common reaction. There's no word in English for feeling both infinitely small and infinitely significant at the same time. The Germans call it Weltschmerz. The Japanese have mono no aware. Tell me in the comments what word you'd use. Because I've been trying to find one for years. Now, I need to tell you something disturbing. If you think what I just told you was mind-bending, wait until you hear what happens to those atoms after you die. Because they don't disappear, they don't go to heaven, they don't stop existing. They get recycled into something else, possibly something alive. And the science of exactly what, and the timescale on which it happens, is one of the most beautiful and terrifying things I have ever researched. That video drops Thursday. If you actually want to understand your place in the universe, and I think you do, otherwise you wouldn't still be watching, don't miss it.